Okay guys, let's look at some action, how things would be in real time. So I'm gonna switch to the code part here. Let's create a directory here. So maybe first, so let's get into this ls minus all. So there is nothing in this directory. Let me initialize git here. Git is initialized. If I do the ls minus all again, I can see here we have a folder which is a hidden folder and it contains all your repositories. So you can say that this is your local repository which keep track of all the changes that you do. So this is an incremental change in git. Okay, let's create a file a.txt. so I can write here is my first change. Okay, save this and get out of it. I will create another file b.txt. here is my second change. Save this file and quit. If I do ls minus all, we can see here we have two new files here, a.txt and b.txt. There is a concept where we want to stage the file. So these are the new, if we look at the git.status, it tells us there are two files which are untracked, which means they are not committed at all. We want to commit these files. So let's say I'm ready to commit only a.txt. This is the change I want to push because somebody else need this. So I will do git add and a.txt. So I just added this. If I look at the git status again, we can see here a.txt is in the staging area where b.txt is still unstaged. So this concept is based here. So the point is, like, I have these files a.txt, b.txt. I want to push only one file which is a.txt. So I have to stage this. Stage means setting the status like this file is ready or this change is ready to be committed, because you may have made change to thousands of files and you are only ready to push only one file. By staging doesn't mean this move from one folder to another folder. This is a logical state. So this is a state where the changes are there untracked, and when you want to push something, first you have to stage this. So there could be 2 files, 3 files, something like that. So the state changes as I have shown you in the basically here. One is stage, another is like untracked. So let's commit this. So there is a command first commit. So this is basic. This could be anything which is really logical. The message should be very logical, so when you are going back in time, so you will understand why you made this commit, why you pushed this code. So let's push this, and if we look at the git status again, and we can see here a is gone because it's now part of the repo. Gone doesn't mean that it's not there. File will still be there. So if we look at ls minus all, so we can see a.txt is there, but the changes that we have made are now part of the repository. So they are committed, they are inside the repository. And if we look at the git status, it tells us like only b is left there. So if I do the git log and basically if I press enter, so it tells me like this is commit c1. There is a pointer master which points to the first commit. If we go back to our previous is here, so this was our first commit, and main or the master was pointing to this commit. So that's what is shown in the in this code here. So master is basically that pointer which is pointing to the first commit. This is the C1 and this is the message. Okay, so let's push the second one. Let's add it b.txt also to stage. Now if we look at the git status, so b.txt is also staged. Now we have to push this, basically commit this. So this is our second commit. This could be any message which make more sense. Okay, now if we look at git status, nothing needs to be committed, everything is in perfect order. So the local directory structure and the local repository are synced, so there are no changes at all. So if we look at the git log again, it shows us like now our pointer has moved to the second commit. We can see here the first commit is basically previously this pointer was pointing to the first commit, and now it is moved to the second commit. If we look at the diagram here, so from here our main or master is now pointing to the C2. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Let's go back to the code part here. If I do the git log, it really tells me that this was our first commit. It was committed by this person. This is the username, this was the time, and this was the first commit. Now we have now we have a track of the changes, like who made those changes, at what point they made those changes. We can also go back in time. I will explain this later at certain point here. So I will create a new file and .txt, and here this is my third change. Okay, Control O, Control X. So this is just I'm making the change. You can use any editor you want to make changes. If we look at the git status, so C is untracked. Let's add this c.txt to staging area. Now git commit -m and third commit. Okay, now if we look at git log, we can see here we have now three basically points where we have moved 3 times, or there are 3 change set in our system. We are currently on the third one. So from the third one, I want to basically create a new branch, a new pointer. So git checkout -b, and we will use feature 1. Okay, now you can see here our branch is changed. If we want to look at the branches, so we can see here we have 2 branches or 2 pointers, feature 1 and master. Currently we are on the feature branch. So let's say if I want to go back to the master, git checkout, I can use here master, and you can see here my console here has made this change. And if I want to be sure, so we can see here git branch, now we are pointing to master. We have to make the commit to basically to the feature 1 branch. So we are on C3. I want to make this commit. For that I have to basically make the change here. So I will create nano d.txt. This is 4th change in feature 1 branch. Okay, save this file, Control X. Sorry, so I'm basically in master branch. This change is not committed. If we look at git status, so this is not committed, so I can switch. I want to switch to the feature 1 branch, so I will check out feature 1, which means my pointer is changed to feature 1. There is untracked file, we already know that, which is d.txt. Now I will add this git d.txt. Now this is in the staging area. I will do the commit -m. This is 4th commit on feature 1 branch. So now this is committed. Git log, basically, so we can see here our master is on the 3rd commit, whereas our feature branch has moved to the 4th commit, right? So let's go back to the master, yeah, and create a new file. So nano e.txt. Here is my 5th change. Okay, let's git add e.txt, right? So it's now stage. Git commit -m 4th commit on master branch. So this is like our 5th commit, but on the master this is our 4th commit. So this message could be really anything, that doesn't really matter. So if we look at the git status, everything is in place. Git log, if we look at, okay, it's basically one line. So for master, it is showing us like our master is on the 4th commit on master branch. Okay, so git log, let's see what it tells us. So as we are on the master branch, so it's showing us the path that master has took. If we check out feature 1 branch, so it git log will show us the part that this branch is basically taking. Okay, so what is the way to see everything in sync in one place? Log, I guess there is graph. Okay, so I want one line and I want all of the graph. Okay, now we can see here, this was the 1st commit, then the 2nd commit, then the 3rd commit, and we made we created a new branch which was feature 1, and we made commit to that specific branch, which is 4th commit on the feature 1, and then from the same point we committed 4th on the master as well, where we created 4th commit on the master branch. So these are now 2 different branches, 2 different tree, which basically help us track the code. So whenever you are working on a certain feature, you create a new branch with that specific name, which makes more sense, and then you keep committing the code in that manner. Okay, so let me show you one more thing. This is basically how can we see it in a visual representation. So let's create a new add an existing local repository. Okay, in code, basically we created this first one. Now let's open this one. So we can see here we started with the 1st commit, then 2nd, then 3rd, and then we branched from here and made a commit. So as soon as we branch, both master and feature were pointing to this commit, and we checked out feature 1 branch and made the commit. So this is now another branch or another extraction in the tree, if we look at here, whereas the master still was there, and when we made the 4th commit, so master has also branched out. So these branching are basically because of the node. So actually these are all change set or the code branches basically point to the different you can say pointers. These pointers point to one of the commit, and if we look at closely, if we look at the tree structure, so this is basically one branch, this is another branch. I hope this visual representation makes sense now. Let's meet in the next session. Thank you. Bye.